I'm here. I'm back. I'm actually here. Pokey's been busy lately. I guess you could say that. You could say that if you wanted to. Hello. If you were wondering, yes, I do have something I would like to share with you today. Hello, everybody. Oh my god, there's so many people here. Hello, hello, hello. No freaking way. All right. So it's been, this is the longest break I have ever taken from streaming ever. You know how long it's been? My last stream was December 27th, 2024. It has been over a year. I announced on the year that I was going to be doing this stream. It's been over a year. Now that it is the day of today. It's been so long since I last streamed that 2024 ended, first of all. I started drawing a Vtuber model, if that is interesting to you. The Protos Kickstarter went up. The Protos Kickstarter was funded, congratulations. An official Tamagotchi Roblox game came out. I legitimately don't know why I added that. Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4 came out. Congratulations. And the Switch 2 also came out, I guess. A new Tamagotchi console game came out. That's huge. That's actually huge. I went to the BFDI II tour in New York. The Tamagotchi Paradise was released, the newest Tamagotchi model. They had a whole new model. Protos finished. Congratulations. A BFDI episode was played in theaters. Another BFDI episode was played in theaters. And 2025 ended, excuse me. 2025 ended. And now, something just as huge as all of those things is about to happen right before your eyes. What was that? What was that, you guys? Are you, did you see that? What the hell is that? There's some kind of thing keeps, what is that? It's me. I have become real. I am real. I am real. I am real. Look, I can move. I'm moving. Look, I'm moving right on your screen. You can see my face and you can see the way it's moving. You can see the way my mouth is moving. You can see the way I look side to side. You can see my hair move around, which it may or may not actually be doing in real life, but who cares? It's moving on my screen. I made it. I made it move. I made this. You can see me. You can see me right now. The different angles look so great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so happy with this. I'm really glad I made this. First of all, I'm glad I made it. I'm very, very happy that it turned out, like, I love the way it looks. Honestly, if I'm allowed to say that about something I made, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Because, like, I don't know why, because I do. I love how it turned out. Okay. Be proud. Okay, I will. I will be proud. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. All right. Boop, 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 boop. I'm blinking. You can tell when I blink now. You can monitor my blinking. You can make sure I'm blinking. You can remind me to blink if I ever forget. Bink, bink. Blinks per second. Probably a regular amount. I hope. Let me show you guys the face. Everybody knows that the face is the most important part of a VTuber model. So I paid a lot of attention to the details of the face. Like, I don't know if everybody knows this, but many people know that VTuber eyes, the less normal they look when you're blinking, the better. So look at how much everything in my eye bounces when I blink. It's jiggly. You have to add a little bit of jiggle. It's the rules. My freaking eyeliner jiggles, bro. And when I widen my eyes, my eyeball part, I forgot the word for this. Everyone knows the word for this. What's the word for the color of your eye? It gets smaller. Jiggle fit. Yes, eye jiggle physics. This is exactly true. This is correct. My eyebrows also move. I can make them really worried and upset. Iris? Is it iris? Yeah, because the white is sclera. Yeah, the white is sclera and the other thing is iris, the other color. And I want to show you the mouth, especially. I can move it. Side to side, I can move it. You can tell that I'm moving it. And you see the follow through on the nose and on the chin. I can lift it up as well. I can go. I can raise and lower it without opening it. You can like I can drop my jaw. I can do jaw drop moment. It thinks I opened it. I don't know how to set the sensitivity so that it doesn't think I'm opening my mouth just because I'm dropping it. Like, it thinks it's open. It isn't. The tracking is insane. Great work. Thank you so much. It's, I couldn't have done it without you, V-Bridger. V-Bridger is, the best thing to ever happen to stuff that moves. Movement has never been as good as when V-Bridger was invented. Tilt, tilt, rotate. Yeah, you could say that. And I can, oh, I'm probably never ever going to use this, but it was just so easy to add that I felt like I had to add it. I don't even know if you can tell. I'm inflating my cheeks is what I'm doing. It's kind of really hard to tell. What else was I supposed to be showing off here? My mouth can do this. It can get narrow and wide. The mouth really is my favorite part of the whole thing. Because, okay, so there is a little bit of latency with tracking, but I set up a little extra delay on my mic audio in OBS so that it actually looks a lot more like it's lined up with what I'm saying. So hopefully that's actually working. It's not like I can hear myself delayed right now, but hopefully it's delayed by the right amount. Last I checked, it was. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's get the bigger picture. I have a whole body. I don't just have a half body, I have a whole body. Every time I've ever tried to make a VTuber before, I was just like too chicken to have a full body, I guess. Like I would always do my VTubers, like the drawing would only be, hold on. I always click the wrong spot. The drawing would only be this big. I have a whole body. And you see how it turns with when I turn my head? It also can very subtly move side to side based on where in the frame of my camera my head is. And it can very subtly move up and down based on where in the frame my head is. Completely separate from my face moving. And it can also, this is the most subtle effect. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see it. I might even need to zoom in a little bit more for you to see this. I can go back and forward. Did I even go forward enough? Hold on. Can you tell I'm going forward? Just now realizing I haven't logged into this account since I was 16. I'm 21 now. Worth it for Pokey stream. Thank you. Thank you for showing up to your old-ass Twitch account just to see this. I'm so glad you guys like it. What are those toes? Don't look. Just don't look. It's easy as. Just don't look. My character, I don't like drawing shoes. I hate drawing shoes. I would genuinely prefer to draw stylized toes rather than drawing shoes. So that's why, that's not the only why, but it's part of why my character's self is always wearing flip-flops. But the other reason is that just in real life, when I designed these clothes for myself for the very first time, I was constantly wearing flip-flops. I had like one pair of shitty tennis shoes and I hated wearing them. And like a pair of flip-flops was my only pair. Not because that's all I could afford to wear, but that it's all I wanted to wear. Like it's all I needed. It's all I felt like I needed. And I guess I was right, because, I mean, mostly I was only right because I didn't walk outside very much, and I really need tennis shoes in order to be able to walk around, like on hard ground, on when the ground is hard. Ground is hard outside, and you need some tougher shoes for that. The only shoes I know how to draw are Converse. I don't even know what shoes I know how to draw. It's been forever, honestly, legitimately, it's been forever since I've tried to draw a shoe.
Converse shoes are easy to draw because they're like visually constructed out of shoe and out. They basically have the construction lines on them.
I need to ask you guys, I have brand new audio settings for this new, this stream. I completely redid my audio settings. I need to know how audible Satomi is when she says stuff. Like, could you make out a word of that? I'll move on from that because there is a bit of delay from me being able to see what the chat messages actually say. I heard, oh, okay. I heard I heard words. She's really faint. That makes sense. She's like way, way far behind me. I literally have music playing. They can hear. So Tomi is too quiet to understand. Gonna be real, I didn't know she was here. Okay, we hear her, but not what she's saying.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, so Tomi, do I have permission to interrupt you if you start talking? Okay, awesome. Just so you guys know, when I interrupt her, I got her permission. Oh, there's more. I need to move on to toggles. I made a few toggles. I don't have expression toggles because I was like, who gives a shit? I can move my face. I'm allowed to move my face. I can make as many expressions as I need with my facial muscles, but there's some things I can't do with my face. Thank you for the follow, which is things such as toggle Mamechi. Take the jacket off. You didn't do toggle jacket, but let me get Mamechi. Where is toggle Mamechi? Where is toggle Mamechi? There. He's gone! Yeah, I can take off the jacket and I can also take off the glasses. These are all the things that I can remove. I can't remove any of the jewelry because I don't care to remove the jewelry. Like, I don't think there will ever be a day where I'm gonna be like, you know what? Today I don't want to wear jewelry in 2 dimensions and not on my real body. But I do think that there might be a time and place for the jacket and the glasses. You want to know what else I can do with the glasses? I'm really happy with how this works. I'm so glad this works. Like, it feels way too easy the way I implemented this for this to actually be able to work. It does look a little bit weird. Like, if I move around really slowly, you can start to see a little bit that sometimes it doesn't make much sense. Oh my god, I'm so glad everybody is using Astonished Lightning! Wait, what did I call it? Did I call it Astonished? Hold on. Yeah, Astonished. Good. Thank you for using it. I'm so glad you're using it. Yeah, give me back my eyes. I can be really cool and awesome. Thank you, Bonnie, for the follow. And another thing, not only can my head move and my body move, my arm. I have an arm. I have another arm also. I have 2 arms. And you know what else my 2 arms can do? They can move around. I attached my arm motion to my mouse movement because, like, obviously you guys can't see, but just when I talk, I am gesticulating constantly. So if I just put all of my gesticulation impulses into mouse movement instead of actual arm movement, you guys can see basically what I do all the time. I'm always doing this shit. Oh, and I can also say hi. Hi. And I can say stop. Stop. And I can say up. That's the other thing I can say. I have 2 hands. Well, I have 4 hands, but each hand has 2 hands. I have a palm hand and I have a point hand. And I can point around. I can say actually. I can put on my glasses. I can say actually. And I can just, like, if anything exists around me, I can show it to you. See? I didn't used to be able to show you things. Now I can show you things. Now you can know where things are. Bet you never knew where things were. Yay! And oh, and the right arm moves mirrored to my actual mouse movement, so that when I have them both up, they're not like both going back and forth, they're going in and out. Wow, 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 wow. My arms can do one more cool thing. There's another cool thing they can do. I like this one a lot. I made special arms for if I gasp. The thing about the arm is, like, I can peek out and talk past the hand, and it's, like, incredibly easy to do it on accident. But that's fine, we'll deal with it. I can pose, I can act. This is like a puppet. It's like a skill, like puppetry. So I can just, like... and just make sure I'm in the right spot when I do it. Oh, yeah. I want to show off, this thing! You remember that, probably not. Usually when I draw myself, I put a little, yellow Tamagotchi on my belt loop. It was always meant to represent this specific one. And since, you know, VTubers are modeled, VTubers are drawn a singular time, I thought, if I'm going to put all the details on it, this is the time to do it. This is the time to go all out. Because every other time I don't feel like actually conveying what this is, because no one's gonna be able to see it. No one's gonna be able to see this either. Oh, fun fact, this is my first ever, the first Tamagotchi I ever owned as a kid. This is what that's commemorating. And it's why I love the V3 so much, is because it was my first Tamagotchi ever. Wait, I just remembered. I didn't show you that I can move, I can tilt my body. But just so you know, I can tilt my body. You probably noticed it happening really passively. Mine was the V2. Oh my god. I wish that I had gotten into Tamagotchi way earlier than I did. But you know, everything worked out, I guess. Do you even, how would I describe that? Does that count as working out? Everything went normal. I need to take a drink of water and it's gonna look weird. Check this out. I'm gonna take a drink of water. That wasn't that weird. Why wasn't that weird? It's supposed to be weird. Okay. Like, if I put stuff in front of my face, it's not gonna track my face as well, obviously, because there's stuff in the way. And so I thought that the drinking water would be a lot weirder. I guess it's not. I guess I have to look normal. Is it bad I don't know what a Tamagotchi? I will make you learn. I'll teach you. I think my little brother is into something similar to Tamagotchi, or Tamagotchi itself. Something similar to Tamagotchi? What's around right now that's similar to Tamagotchi? I guess there's like several virtual pet devices that exist. I don't really know what they all are. Cause I only keep up with Tamagotchi. Can't wait for you to play Tamagotchi games again. I can't wait to play Tamagotchi games again. Let me tell you. Oh, you know what? You guys have finally seen the big reveal. The big reveal. Which means I can move on to, or, you know, I gotta move on to a VTuber PowerPoint presentation, cause like, that's what you do next. I am, Pokey. Okay, this is information about me, just in case you don't know who I am. I am Pokey. I am 24 years old. I'm not entirely sure how tall I am. I better be 5'9", because otherwise I'm lying to everybody. I have lore, I suppose. I have VTuber lore. I'm a human being. I'm a normal human being. I was born on planet Earth to human parents. I am here online to be normal. I intend to do some pretty normal things like a human being on the internet. There's more information about me. I have likes and dislikes, like a normal human being would have. I divided up my likes into the different categories of thing that someone can like. I like media. I like Tamagotchi, Vocal Synth, you know, Vocaloid, and the rest of them, Utena, and Deltarune. My interests come and go very, very rapidly, but these ones are my ride or die. I will never stop enjoying these. Anytime someone asks me, what do you like? These will reliably be true. Vocaloid, you say. But Vocaloid, I do say. I do, in fact, say. And this is one that comes and goes, but right now it's in a here phase. It's here right now. I got back into playing Project Sekai. You know, and I got to there from liking Vocaloid things. And then I started liking the Project Sekai characters and the Project Sekai world and stuff. But, you know, that one is more come and go than the rest of these ones. So, but when I made this slide, I wasn't thinking about it. So it's not on here. So that just goes to show. It's on a slightly lower tier. Who's your favorite character? My favorite characters are Mizuki and Tsukasa. They are my favorites. My favorite foods. Speaking of favorites. Boba, ice cream, yakiniku, and bread. For boba and ice cream, I really, really like to get those if I want to go out and get something sweet. Like if I am out and people are like, what do you want to have? Do you want to go out for something? Do you want to eat a food? I want to get a boba, I want to get ice cream. Those are my go-to sweet food. And I just love sweet food in general. I've realized I really genuinely, I hardly ever crave salty food anymore. Yakiniku, I'm really, really sad because I rarely ever get to have yakiniku, but I love it so much. The only times I have ever had yakiniku is various different restaurants in New York City. And I love going to New York City. New York City is my favorite place to travel in the world. Well, it's not like I've traveled the world. I like going there is my point. And they have yakiniku, and that's a great reason. It's a great reason to go there. Bread is only here because I felt like it needed a fourth thing. It needed to take up some more room, so I added bread. Who doesn't like bread? Bread can be so many different kinds of bread, so you may as well say you like it, because you probably like one of the breads. Games. I like rhythm games, I like puzzle games, I like story games, which is something I don't really know how to elaborate on. I don't think there's a word, I don't think this is a genre of game. This encompasses, well, not even encompasses, this can be fulfilled by any genre of game. Just a game that you are meant to experience, like, narrative first. Basically like a game that is an interactive show, almost. So RPGs can do this, visual novels can do this, and games that I don't even know if they count as either of those things can do this. Like, for example, mouthwashing is a game that's like this. I don't even know what genre is mouthwashing aside from horror, because horror has nothing to do with the mechanics of gameplay. But yeah, that's a good example of like how broadly I like the concept of narrative in a video game. I am a casual gamer. I'm not a hardcore gamer. I like the stuff that's relaxing and easy. I like rhythm games are not relaxing, being totally honest. They're relaxing if I don't care so much how I'm doing at them, and I just feel like listening to music that day, and having something to do with my hands. But yeah, the rest of the games I like are genres, especially game genres, are defined in very silly ways usually. They are, and something coming up is a good example of that. But first of all, my etc. interests that don't fall into any category. I like pink and orange, if you couldn't tell. I like going outside. I like to drink water. Let me drink some water. And I like thinking. This sounds like it depends on who you are. Me saying that thinking is one of my interests either sounds really, really stupid or really, really pretentious. It depends who you are. I guess it's not one or the other. You could also just be a nice person and not be mean to me. Anyway, yeah, I am being so serious that I love thinking. If I have, okay, so on the media section, I said that these are my ride or die. I can mention them at any point, and they will always be true that they are one of my interests. Thinking will always be true as one of my hobbies. And if I can tie that back to one of the medias, Deltarune is part of the one of the things that reminds me how much I love thinking. You need to sit you don't need to. You really, really don't need to. Let's be honest. It makes me sit down and start thinking. And time just goes by while I'm thinking about something that hard. Like that one monkey picture where it's thinking. I don't know what you're talking about. I feel like monkeys might always be thinking, so I have no idea what you mean. Are you talking about like a monkey in a thinker pose or something? Oh yeah, dislikes. I have to talk about things I don't like. That's the rules. Hold on, I want water again. Monkeys like to stroke their chins curiously. I never knew this. Thank you for the monkey fact. Okay, social media is at the top of dislikes. Everybody says it. Everybody thinks this. Everybody is like, oh, the hell internet, the cesspool. We hate being on the internet, and we never get off of it. But I'm kind of super off of it right now, and I'm feeling great. Like, not even feeling great for like, thank you for the follow. Not even feeling great for like, wow, I'm so awesome. I stopped using social media. Wow, look at me go. But I'm feeling great because I'm not feeling bad. All the reasons that social media makes you just feel like complete garbage, and you recognize that they are stupid reasons. But when you're scrolling social media, you can't put yourself in the headspace to not care so hard about things that are silly. And that is a skill that you can develop. You can be like, it's not that serious when you see something that's not that serious. But the other thing that's easy to do is to make it so that I don't have to look at it in the first place. So you may have noticed that on my, if you came here from Twitter or Blue Sky, I don't post on there. I post on there when I want to tell you something, when I want to tell you something like this. Social media now is so bad compared to the last decade. I wonder, I mean, I guess that is true, isn't it? there has been the advent of many things. Oh my god, Callie! You posted Callie, thank you. Thank you? I have my cat. I can look at her at any time. I don't know, I just get excited when people use the emojis, I'm realizing. My stream is lagging. Oh my god, no! Is anyone else's stream lagging? Have we, hold on. It doesn't say there have been any dropped frames on OBS's side. I actually saw all the teaser images for the debut there. Yeah, like, I was posting exclusively little teaser images of my little face, my adorable face. Hello, Quilava Uni. Okay, third thing. Now we're wrapping back around to game genres being having really silly definitions. Can you even think of a definition of what Metroidvania means? I can't really, but any game that calls itself a Metroidvania is a game that I don't like playing. That's what I've found out. To me, Metroidvania seems to mean that you go around and you find stuff, and there is a map. That's the important part. There is a map, and my spatial reasoning, spatial awareness is not good enough when there's a game there that's like about remembering where things are. Like, the map is there for you to be like, oh yeah, this is where I've explored and this is where I haven't explored. But the map is usually made of squares and not made of familiar imagery. Have you played Rain World? No, I haven't played Rain World yet. I do actually want to give that a try. Areas being gated behind upgrades is the defining trait for me. Okay, well, I have written here to I'm looking at notes. You probably can't even tell because I'm just that awesome. I'm looking at notes. I wrote down to mention that I gave up on Kirby and the Amazing Mirror because of this directional thing. Like, I didn't know where I had been. I didn't know how to get to where I wanted to go. And I was just getting so mad. It is a skill issue. It's not like I hate Metroidvanias because they shouldn't exist. It's because I can't do it. What do you think about roguelike games like Spelunky or Risk of Rain? I haven't played either of those, but I have, and I don't play that much of a broad variety of games in general. But I have played Balatro, which is a very good, it's a roguelike deck builder is what it's described as. I like Balatro, and people who like roguelike games also like Balatro, so I think I would like some more roguelike games if I just were to play them. Amazing Mirror is so fun, it's such a good Kirby. I know. I want to really enjoy it too because it's so pretty and everyone likes it, and it's so like defining of the Game Boy Advanced era. I said advanced. Nobody cares. Roguelike is another Metroidvania-like word. I guess it is. Because who thinks about, when people say roguelike, are there any people who actually are thinking about rogue when they say roguelike anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably old, though. I mean, I'm not old enough to think about rogue when I say roguelike. I guess you don't have to be old. Whatever. I guess I have to move on to the next one. Being OSC locked. I can elaborate. And first of all, let me clarify. I know that's why you're all here. Don't feel bad. Don't go away. I know that's why you're here. I know that the only reason you know about me is because I am in the OSC. That's why you know who I am. And I appreciate you being here. I'm glad you are here. I'm glad that anybody wants to see me doing anything. No, it was actually for Tamagotchi. I don't believe you. Okay, I believe you. I like Tamagotchis and cute creatures. Good! This is such a bitch baby complaint of me because I know that I am allowed to develop my own audience. I still do have the freedom to develop my own audience, and people can stick with me because they like me, and if they just want me to mention BFDI every 2 seconds and then they're disappointed that I don't, they will leave, and so my audience will develop. It just currently is a little bit stifling to feel like it's the only thing that people are around for, but it will get better if I just keep making things. People will become interested in my things because they will find them, and I'm incredibly lucky to have such a like dedicated group of people, like not dedicated to me specifically, but people whose eyes could theoretically be on me at some point. That is incredibly lucky. It just is also frustrating in a lot of different ways. It's not just OSC for me, it's also the fact that I can relate to you, as I am also autistic. Well, I'm glad you can relate to me. I'm glad I can be a thing like that. I also, okay, next thing. I hate thinking of dislikes. Everybody says this, just like topping it off with one more. Yeah, I know, everybody says this. Nobody, like when there's a meet the artist thing and they have to write a like, they don't even have to, but they do, because, you know, it's a convention. They write in their dislikes that thinking of dislikes is too hard. It is. And that last one, don't mind that last one, we're gonna get to that later. Okay. The next thing I have to say when my VTuber has come out, I have goals. I need to finish playing every Tamagotchi game. Dude, that's what I'm here for. Why has it taken so long? It's almost been 4 years since I tried to play them all, and I'm not done. There's not that many games. It's just because I'm trying to stream them that it's taken so long. Oh my god, excuse me. I also want to make a video about it. I keep mentioning this like offhandedly and not even that often, but I do want to make a video after I'm finished about all the Tamagotchi games, just because I think that would make a really, really good video. I would click on that video. If somebody else made a video that was like playing every Tamagotchi video game, I would be like, wow, that sounds like a really interesting topic. I want to hear about it. So I would also like to tell people about it, since I already intend to learn about it. Try an honest to God collab stream. It's scary. Collabs are scary because they're new. And I get really scared of talking to people one-on-one, especially. But I know that a lot of streamers, and I guess people in general, say that if you have someone to bounce off of, like a somebody to bounce off of while you're streaming, it makes commentary a little bit easier. Like on-the-fly commentary, because you can bounce off of each other. It's kind of like commentary training wheels to have a second person around. And I guess technically there's also the aspect of like, oh, let me get my name out there by, this person's audience can find me, blah, 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 blah. I don't care about that. I do not care. I do not care. I basically just want to do it because I want to see how well it works, and I think I should do things that scare me. Honestly. Work up the courage to sing. This is not even really a streaming goal. This is a general life goal. It relates very tangentially to streaming because, you know, people who make content online, if somebody can sing and they make content online, they're probably coming out with covers. And that sounds so fun. But I am just so out of practice, and I realize that it's like affecting me. I don't usually talk about this. I am a classically trained singer. I had 5 years from the ages 12 to 17. I had vocal lessons for singing. I had vocal lessons for singing. I'm just out of practice. I used to do recitals constantly, and I used to be in musicals at school and things like that. And God, I don't know how to say this without it sounding horrible for me to say, but I was praised. People liked my singing. So it feels bad that I am so out of practice and that I just don't do it anymore. And part of the reason it's hard to get back into it now that I'm out of practice is because I was taught. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, or I know that there are things I'm supposed to be doing. and that I'm not doing them anymore, and I'm harder on myself when I try to get back into it, even though it's like, come on, relax. You're going to be bad when you start out again. It's fine. But I wish it were that easy. Excuse me. I wish it were just that easy. I wish I could just tell myself, it's fine, just do it. Because that is, technically it worked. That is the way I pushed through and was able to record my voice for the new BFDIA Cake at Stake song. I volunteered for that. I was like, or I was asked to do it. They were like, do you want to sing for the new Cake at Stake song? And I was like, oh my god, yes, I want to so bad, yes. And then I spent like days and days and days, like up to the day I was supposed to have it done already, just trying to mentally prepare for it. And I was like, well, I've used all of my allotted time. I gotta do it. And then I went in there and I tried. I tried out, I started out, I did one take, and then I just sat on the floor of the closet and cried for like half an hour. I didn't realize it affected me that much until I actually tried to do it. No, I recorded my closet. I don't have a booth. The closet works, I don't want to say it works just as well as the booth, as a booth, but it's like, it's fine. You can hardly even tell. But yeah, when I tried to do it, it is such a mental battle for me, mostly just because I'm so harsh to myself. And it's one of those things that I have to build up the skill to deal with it. Like before I was doing any voice acting or even streaming, I was still one of those people who's like, I hate listening back to myself. I don't like hearing my own voice after I've already said something. It makes me feel so weird. Toggle Mamechi? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Wait, I didn't even put Mamechi on this scene. I have to legitimately add him. Hold on. Mamechi. No, I have to untoggle, or I have to toggle him. There we go. I forgot that he needed to be here. There you go. Sorry? Well, I'm sorry. I forgot he needed to be here. I forgot he was a beloved member of the family. What was the last thing I said? What was the last thing I said? Oh, yeah, hating my voice. When you listen to yourself back in recordings like that, I hit the mic, I'm sorry. That's a very relatable thing. Everybody feels that way whenever they haven't done it very much, is that they hate, oh my god. they hate hearing themselves. And I have proof to myself that that's something, hating hearing myself is something I'm able to work past, because I have. For voice acting and for streaming, and when I listen back to myself, I can deal with it. It's fine. Literally doesn't emotionally affect me to hear myself anymore at all. So I feel like I really can sing again. I can sing again. I can sing again. I can. I believe in myself. I know it's true. Learn if I enjoyed this in the first place. Don't mind that. We'll talk about that in a second. All right. VTuber things. I gotta go continue the checklist of VTuber things. Name of my fans. Just like something normal, I guess. It feels weird to tell people what to call themselves, and also to assume that they would even want to after you've told them to do it. So I don't want to do that. Emojis, fan emojis. I just like don't like having those. I feel like it's hard to keep track of in the world of the internet. It's hard to keep track of what emojis mean. And I don't want to choose something that eventually, like, you know, already means something or will eventually mean something, because that can change all the time. And honestly, when VTubers make these, when VTubers are like, these are my emojis, I genuinely don't know if anyone actually uses them afterwards. I don't know. I feel like they don't. I feel like I would see them more if they did, but maybe I just look in the wrong places. Tags. Honestly, isn't that just kind of convoluted? I don't feel like I have to separate things that people want to show me. If someone wants to show me something, you can tag me in it. You can email me. You can message me on Discord, whatever the hell. You can just show me something. And I mean, there's probably going to be so little of it in the beginning that it would be kind of silly and redundant to categorize it. Like, it may as well just all go in the same place. It goes in the square hole. It goes in the @ hole. This is not a VTuber slideshow. This is not a very VTubery slideshow whatsoever. This is where I pull down the wall and you can see that it was a green screen. I'm not much of a VTuber at all. I really am just, from here on out, now that I have a VTuber model, I am just a person with a VTuber model. I don't consider myself a VTuber. I don't feel like I'm becoming a VTuber right now. I want to talk about something that's actually interesting with you right now, and that is something else. That is the model itself! Woo woo woo! Woo woo woo! That's what the stream is actually about. I just want to talk about this. I need to bring my little pointer out. Look at that. That's my model. I drew that. Take a look at that. I'm getting so much whiplash saying astonished on Twitch. Honestly, I could not be happier. Thank God. Thank God. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that people are actually using it in the first place and that it's making people have an emotional reaction. Anyway, yeah, this is my model. I made it. I made it and it is me and I drew it. The rendering on the hair is so pretty. Thank you so much. I worked very hard to make it. I think it looks nice. I like the way it turned out a lot. I adapted my style a little bit. Like, this is how I usually draw stuff. This is from like my reference sheet that I made that kind of feels outdated, even though like none of the information is incorrect anymore. It just feels really old, so I don't like it as much anymore. I wanted to... Oh, I really need to cough. Sorry. I like the gradient. Which one? Sorry. Thank you, but which one? My wires, they're crossing, they're sparking. I need to think. The shirt. Thank you for liking the gradient on the shirt. Oh my God, I should have shown that off, honestly. Wait, I want to show that. If I take the jacket off, you can see the really faint rainbow on the black. It moves slightly, like, it has a counter motion to it from the way I turn my body. Like, it moves kind of right when I turn left, and it moves kind of left when I turn right. I forgot about that detail, genuinely. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Sorry. Whoops. Yeah, I didn't draw this model. Hello, that's me. I didn't draw this model in my typical style, and it's not because I was like, I felt like it needed to look more VTubery. I don't feel like there is a way VTubers need to look. It just felt like it would be more convenient if I tried to draw it similar to the way VTubers look. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't prepare my throat enough for streaming, apparently. Where was I? Yeah, it was just so that, like, it felt like I could make, like, VTuber tutorial material work a little bit better for the base that I was using. Like, it's kind of hard, like a thick, dark outline is hard to get it to look right on a VTuber model. That takes so much more effort to actually make that look good. If the lines are more thin and they're not such a harsh color, it's sort of easier to fudge it a little bit. I think your style shines through really well. I'm really glad about that. I'm so glad, because I wanted to make it a little more complex, but still simple. So like this could have been rendered way more heavily, and usually most VTubers tend to be rendered very heavily and have a lot of tiny little details. I didn't want to go that far. I just wanted to add a little something, you know? I also had to turn, I didn't mean to scale that. Stop changing size. I had to turn this shape into something that I actually think looks like a real 3D shape. This image isn't actually the best example of it looking like a 3D shape. Is it possible to simply make the white outlines surrounding your model black, or would it look weird? I don't actually, I've never tried that. Hold on, because the white outline is a filter through OBS. That is actually an interesting question. Let me see if I can do that really fast. Does that look weird or does it look good? The straight hair strands work really well with the outline. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It was really finicky to even get the OBS plugin to recognize that I had hair strands. Because like sometimes initially, it just wasn't even outlining them at all. It was like, there's nothing there. I don't know what you're talking about. But I actually got it to work and I'm really glad about that. It looks good. I'm glad that looks good. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but it's cool to know. The white fits better with this theme you have with your background. I agree. And that is why I chose it. My hair. I've been meaning for a while to try to turn my hair into a shape that I can make some sort of sense of in 3D. Because this, I just don't know exactly what this represents in the current shape that is. It's a nice shape. I really like the shape. And I like to draw the shape. It's an easy shape to draw. I don't know what it is though. And all the times that I've tried to come up with what it is, just didn't stick very well. So it took a lot of tinkering to end up with a way to create this form that I actually liked. And that ended up being this shape on this side. This bump right here is like a big curl. I liked that, but what looks like Squidward? What are you talking about? If you squint, it looks like Squidward? What does? What does? My hair? I'm squinting. Where is he? Where is Squidward? 2 interlocking hexagons. Squintward! You're right. I do not see the 2 interlocking hexagons, however. But yeah, initially when I was trying to draw my hair, I would like you see on this side, how I had there be little cut bits, like there's little strands on this side. I would try to put that through this whole side, and it just kind of made it look choppy, or it just made it look really boring. So I decided that I would turn this into a curl, and then I would render it like it has some volume, like this one big piece, and then this side piece is smaller for like perspective, and then the highlights kind of bulge out a little bit, so you can tell that this has depth. And I rigged the depth in the model also. You can see I used the head turn to amplify the depth of the curl a little bit more. If you squint, it looks like Astonished. Now we're getting somewhere. I see like his shape. If you squint, it's Lightning. Honestly, you just gotta put the little face. This is Lightning's face. Pretend that's his face. You gotta make it bigger so that it can be his face. There he is! Anyway. For the same as with my hair and with my style in general, I also did a little something with the eyes. I considered just making them black like I usually draw them, and I also considered making them my regular eye color, which would have been hazel, but it felt wrong. It didn't feel right. When I tried to use black, it felt like it was just too it was too dark. It was drawing way too much attention to itself, and I don't think that black eyes suits this take on my style as well as having an actual color. So I decided to take the gradient that is all over my everything and turn that into my eye color. So that's my eye color now. It's my eye. When I turn on my Vtuber, this is the color my eyes are. And you know, I added all the I added like gratuitous shininess so I could add the VTuber eye physics that we all love so much. I do really like these colors. This, the pupil here is like a shade of, it's either a shade of blue or a shade of purple, it's either a shade of purple or a shade of blue that ended up looking purple after I put the, blend mode on it, but I really like this color. I like this color for the pupil. I said that, like, unlike other VTubers, I wasn't trying really hard to add gratuitous detail to my model, but there is one place where it really mattered. I already talked about this. I am very happy to have done this so that you guys can see, well, you can't even see it. You probably won't see it most of the time, but I did it. I actually drew the whole Tamagotchi the way it actually looks. And I really wish I had a picture on hand right now of how it actually looks, because I don't. And it was silly of me to not try to go get that first. However, drawing is not the last thing that you do when you make a VTuber. It's not done when you finish drawing it. You gotta go into Live 2D, the software that makes me able to do this and that and that and this. And so I did that. That's where this is. You see all those, you see all these faint boxes around my various body parts. Look how many deformers there are. Those are all deformers. This is it in its natural habitat. It's Live 2D habitat. So just information for if it means anything to you. The model ended up having 104 parameters, and the PSD file had 106 layers. But it's only 74 if you subtract all the parts that are symmetrical, like the arms, and the legs, and the eyes, and the brows, and the ears. Wait, no, not the ears. Actually, do the earrings count? I did this count a while ago. I really don't remember what I counted and what I didn't count. It's very vague information, because honestly, I didn't know if anyone cared, but I thought it would be nice to say. Look at that heart. This heart is because I love Live 2D. Live 2D is so fun. If there is anything that I learned about making a VTuber... Can you get out of the way? If there's anything I learned about making a VTuber, it's that I love working in Live 2D. It just clicked with me. I loved watching as many tutorials as possible, seeing as many different techniques as possible, and trying to adapt all of them into my workflow, and figuring out a workflow, and figuring out that I like many different workflows. It's just fun. It's just so fun. Rigging VTubers is fun. The drawing is the part I like the least. And I feel like that's the opposite of most people who've ever done like the VTuber journey. They're like, oh my god, I drew it. Oh, now I have to rig it. For me, it like goes the exact opposite direction. The drawing is the grueling part. I love rigging. I love it so much. And I feel like I got a lot of experience just from this one model because of how many times I kept iterating on it. I kept changing shit. I kept trying new things, and you can see like all the different dates on all of these files. I was just oh, here's the date on the final one. This is the final. This is what you're seeing right now. I just kept redoing and redoing this one model because, not even because I thought the initial ones looked shit, even though they kind of did. I just wanted to keep trying. I wanted to keep rigging. I was like, you know what? I can do that better, or I can do that different, or I want to see what it looks like now that when I try to apply something that I just learned and redo the whole thing. So I made this model a lot. And I know that making one thing over and over and over again doesn't actually translate to you having made a bunch of one thing. But I did learn a lot from doing this. And I would love to rig more VTuber models. I just don't want to draw them. So that's why I'm not. But, what was the next thing I was gonna say? Oh yeah, this wasn't my first time using Live 2D. I made a few other models like I talked about before, that were only like, you know, the illustration only was this much of the body. And I don't even remember if they were good. I am so scared to look back at them because I'm pretty sure they will not be good if I go look at them again. And I completely lost my memories of working on them. So I feel I barely even count myself having made a model before this one, even though it's true that I have. And I'm certain that I like retained some residual knowledge from making models before this one. I can't just say that I haven't. I can't prove that I haven't, but I don't like any of the other ones from the vague memories of them that I have. I won't look at them. I don't think you can. I think there's like an archive stream where I used one of them a long time ago. I took pics. Love the music pics. Oh my god, I'm glad. I'm really glad. I have a bunch of video game OST on my computer, and for streams I made a playlist of all the ones that are like easy listens. Like they don't feel like they interrupt anything or change the vibe of anything. Like they feel like general. They feel like really general music that's still nice and pleasant. And I like the pics also. Here's another thing about how much I wanted to see that I was making this model as good as I could possibly make it. I drew it once, but I didn't like the resolution it was at. So I retraced over and redrew the whole thing again at a higher resolution, which I did hate. I will have you know that I did hate that part. I didn't like it like I liked the rest of the process. But it did end up, I don't know if you can see it very well on this slide or on this scene. If I go to the one where it's just the slide, you can kind of see like the pencil brush that I usually use for lining stuff. At the lower resolution, it's a lot chunkier and it's a lot thicker also. But on the new one, all the lines are thinner, but you can still see the slight grainy texture to them. They're not perfectly smooth. And I like how that ended up way more. And also just that it's a higher resolution, which was the whole point. Okay, special thanks to all of these YouTubers who made Live 2D videos. Cutie Dragon, Yoshino Art, Merely Ufei, Chupuko, and Peepoo Productions. This is specifically the creators of VBridger, made like a VBridger tutorial. I need to thank all of these people. These are the big guys. They're the ones that I would rewatch over and over and over and over and over their tutorials, just so that I could absorb all the information. And there's YouTubers that I would watch, and like, I would watch like one-offs of specific YouTubers, Live 2D tutorials, and I don't even, it would not be possible to make a list of all the Live 2D tutorials I watched, but these guys, these are the big ones. These are the ones that I was watching over and over constantly. I would go through every video that they made about Live 2D. So thank you to these guys. These guys made this possible. I made this because of those. Right there. And then I got to use Live 2D some more! Yay! I need to cough really... Sorry. I had to cough really bad. Yeah, I had to make that new starting soon screen. So I made another model in Live 2D of that. And this one is not huge like the Vtuber model in terms of like how much effort went into rigging it and everything, because it only needs to do one thing. It only needs to go between a few poses. It has 39 parameters and 68 layers compared to the other one. If you remember those numbers, this is left as an exercise for the reader. After I animated it in Live 2D, I got to move to After Effects. After Effects. I needed to use After Effects for the way I wanted to do this. Like, it is the thing that I have on hand that can do what I want to do, but I hate, I hate using After Effects. It can do what I want. I hate using it. I hate it so bad. Because, you know, the thing everyone says, I'm always saying these things everyone says. The program is constantly crashing. It takes up so much, like, RAM and CPU usage, and it's constantly lagging, even if you give it as many resources as you have available. And it takes forever to render stuff, and that's a shame, because it's the only thing I had that can do what I want to do. And maybe a lot of those hurdles would still exist if I did it, if I did the thing I wanted to do in other programs, but I wouldn't know that, because I don't have other programs. I have Adobe Creative Cloud, and that has After Effects, so I'm using it. I gotta use it. Specifically, it's useful for shit like this. You see this? This is procedurally generated water. Like, if you look at the animation itself here, this water, you see the water light reflection effect on there? My Tamagotchi Forever mentioned, yeah, I just love this song. I love this song from My Tamagotchi Forever, the mobile app. Oh, wrong. Yeah, I used these effects right here in order to make this shape. This is just noise and different blurs. Tutorial from this guy, Vu, made a water caustics tutorial, which taught me all about how to do this thing that I wanted to do. And it's great because it's actually loopable. Like, I wanted to, like, this is supposed to loop, you see? Everything here, it's gonna keep playing for, you know, an indefinite amount of time. So it's got a loop. It can't have like a choppy transition between loops. And this is the only method I found that would get me water effects that loop and also look good. And the way to make them loop was super easy. I just had to animate the evolution to do one whole revolution per loop cycle. That's all I needed to do. Do you need plugins, or was it base After Effects? It was base After Effects. These are all base After Effects effects. It's very simple. Not very simple. If After Effects isn't simple to you, it's not simple, but relative to things you can do in After Effects, it was very simple. All thanks to you, Vu. Thank you for your tutorial. You are my savior. You made me able to make water. After I made that water, I used it to apply the caustics effect to everything that, you know, is quote-unquote underwater. Like, if you saw, while the starting soon screen was happening, little guys float up from the bottom of the screen. I put like a water warpy effect on all of them using this effect here. And I'm familiar with this effect because for my previous starting soon screen, I had already used it. And there were floaters in that one too. And I also used it to, if you look, you can see that it kind of warps the bubbles a little bit, and it warps them as though they were at a deeper depth than the floaters. It's like they're further away. And I also warped the shadows of the text and of the character animation. Meower! What was I gonna say? Dude. Damn! Something about floaters, probably. Oh, no. I know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that I could have just done this part in After Effects too, but I really didn't want to. Because, you know, I want to minimize my After Effects usage as much as possible, because I hate using it real bad. I just hate using it real bad. And Live 2D is made for doing these things. So even though you can, After Effects is able to do the same thing, it's not like engineered around doing specifically that. Live 2D is for this and basically nothing else. So it was way more convenient the way that Live 2D is built. But even after I finished my starting soon screen, I had to use After Effects some more to make my little Twitch alert box. You saw a few of them. I got a few follows, so thank you for those follows. I made the animation of the alert box using After Effects also, and that one wasn't as much of a pain because the resolution is so small, so it couldn't like crash and lag nearly as bad as, you know, something else. But yeah, let me replay one of the follow alerts so you can see. Hold on. This was After Effects. But you may have also noticed that this isn't the entire content of the alert. The alert also needs to have text in it, which is implemented through HTML, CSS, and it scares me. I'm very, very scared about that. I was able to manage to do it, and I actually love how it came out. I love how the text looks when it shows up. I just hope that it's able to look like that forever, and like the OBS browser or the way HTML works in general doesn't just randomly change someday and change the way my shit looks. I like that I made this. I exported this. This is a file. It will always look the same. The text is scaring me though. Nothing I can do about that though. I just gotta relax, I guess. The track from Cats GBA that sounds like the Tamagotchi Game Boy song. Honestly, I don't remember the Tamagotchi Game Boy songs that well, even though I played it. So, I wouldn't know. But I should. Okay. One last asset to go over that I made is my stream overlays, like this one that I'm using right now. I made these in Illustrator, and thank God we're back to a program that I actually love, like Live 2D. I love using Illustrator. I love learning more about Illustrator. Illustrator is so versatile. I love vector graphics. I love Illustrator. I make QCC in Illustrator. My comic, by the way, if you didn't know I had a comic, because it's hard for me to know what people remember about me and don't. But yeah, I made several different stream layouts. I made this 16:9 one that I'm using for the slides right now. And I made a DS one and 3DS ones. I had to make two because the top and bottom screen are different sizes. So this one was for the top screen being big, and this one was for the bottom screen being big. I made all these, but I don't like them. I like them. I like how they look. They look nice visually, but when I use them, I put them into practice. I tested them. And I'm just like, no, I want my I want my game to take up way more screen real estate than this. It felt weird. I was watching it back. I was like, why isn't there more game on my screen? So going forward, I don't think I'm going to actually be using these, but I wanted to show them because I want you to know I made them. And because I am using this one. I don't know if I will ever use this one again, but I might. The only reason I'm using it right now is because, like, if the slides took up the whole screen, I would constantly have to, like, get out of the way. Because I would be taking up too much screen space. And I am the star of the show. You have to be looking at this to understand me. Boop. Boop. Anyway. So yeah, I don't like putting my game in a box. So I don't think I'm gonna use them. But I do think they look good. I'm proud of them. I like how they look. Because when I was looking up various different VTuber stream overlays, they all involve the chat box. They always put the chat box on screen to fill up like empty real estate on the screen. but I don't want to put my chat box on the screen. I really, really don't. I just don't like the idea of putting the chat box on the screen because a couple things. First of all, people can just say whatever they want and put the thing that they said on my screen for people to see for all the rest of time. And the other thing is that when there are so few chatters, it just emphasizes that I'm like talking to a brick wall sometimes. Like, this is my peak viewership on Twitch ever. I'm at 34 viewers right now, according to Twitch. That's the most viewers I've ever had. And, you know, the chat is still, don't feel pressured to chat. Please do not chat if you don't want to chat. I am begging you. Don't feel like you need to chat. I love you. Thank you for being here. You do not have to chat. But the chat is already this slow. And it just felt, whoa. Whoa. Thank you for the subscribe. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're allowed to be a lurker. I appreciate my lurkers. I am a lurker. Anytime I watch anybody on stream, I'm like never in chat for any reason but to say hi once I get there and to say bye when the stream closes. So I get you. You are allowed to not talk in my chat. It just feels like... It feels like I'm conveying that I'm not reading the room if I put my chat on screen and like one person says something in there every minute. I just don't like chat on screen. I don't like chat on screen for me. Personally, for me, I don't like chat on screen. Fucking Mamechi. There is one thing that I made while I was making these layouts that I am gonna use. And it's the one where I'm doing absolutely nothing. The one where I'm just talking to you. I was using it earlier, see? I'm using this one because I feel like it is actually useful. And it's different than just a background that has bubbles on it because I like added the circles. It felt wrong without the circles. I don't know what to say. I just feel like the circles round the whole thing out. If you'll excuse me. Okay, all right. It's later, so I gotta talk about it like I promised. Do I like streaming? Let's get to that. Let's talk about this complicated topic. Okay, phew. I'm back. All right. I don't know if I was heard when I said all of this, but I think, just looking at it speaks for itself. I'm introverted. Streaming counts as a social activity, and then it makes me exhausted. So that's one thing that might be the reason it might be the reason that I feel like I don't like streaming. Last thing I heard was, let's get into this topic. Okay, well, that's a brief overview of the topic that I got into just there. So when I'm isolating to recover from all the energy that I lost from doing a social activity such as this, it means I'm not doing the social activity, which means I'm delaying my streams more and more and more and more. The second thing that makes me feel like maybe I don't like streaming is that telling the world I'm committed to anything feels like a mistake when I do it. Because, first of all, I'm unpredictable. I'm an unpredictable person. I don't know what's wrong with me, and I wish I did. I know that other people feel this way and they probably have diagnoses about it. But I don't, personally. I just know that sometimes I just can't remember how to be a human being. I just have a day where longer than a day, where I don't remember anything about what being a human being is like, and I don't know what the hell is going on, and I don't know what to do next. And everything, like, if I plan something a week out and it ends up landing on a day where I feel that way, too fucking bad. Like, either I have to go through with doing it while I feel like I don't even remember what existing is like, or I just have to cancel it. And I hate doing both. Both of those suck. The other aspect of this is that if I know that this happens to me. And so when I say I'm going to do this thing on this date and time, and then I don't do it, everyone knows that there's proof that I said I was going to and then I didn't. And it feels humiliating to leave behind evidence that I didn't follow through on something. And I feel like that's also relatable to people, but I don't actually know that one for sure because I don't know if I've ever heard anyone talk about this before. But it just feels like I don't want everything I do to look like it's just a canceled project. I don't want to be somebody who is like chronically canceling my projects, but I just am. That's just the way it turned out. Or that's the way it turns out. Even though I've listed 2 pretty reasonable contenders for the reason that I keep falling off of streaming, I still am not certain because I'm never giving it enough attention in the moment. I don't like write down how I feel when I decide, I'm not streaming today, or I'm not streaming this week. So I can't even be sure that either of these things are the big thing that's keeping me from streaming more. Like, could it be because I don't think streaming is fun in the first place? I don't know. I need to think more while I'm streaming, like in the process of doing it even. So that I understand myself better. Because I need to. I desperately need to, because I currently don't. So, since I don't understand myself, let me get out of the way. I've started stalling. I've started stalling on streaming, and stalling on various other projects as well, which is pissing me off. I want to make something. I want to like making something. I don't want to wallow in this. I don't want to be like, this is why I can't do anything for the rest of my life. I want it to be different for streaming. These are the ones, this slide is about streaming, but this is also just about most things that I've ever tried to do in my life. I put a lot of time, effort, and money into this streaming hobby. I mean, that's technically my own fault. I didn't have to spend all this money at the get-go, but I'm stupid and I did, so I have done it. And to be fair, not all of this effort was with the expectation that I would go somewhere with it. I just think that making things is fun, like making branding for myself and representing myself is very, very fun. I talked about how much I like Live 2D, and I talked about how much I love Illustrator, and I talked about how I can be forced into the get along shirt with After Effects. I like what I ended up with, and I like looking at it. It's gratifying to make those things and to have them. So if I never use them for a stream ever again, if I find out like streaming is a thing that makes me miserable, I never want to do it again, I'll still be like, wow, look at all these things I made. That's gratifying. But yes, the other part of it is money. I spent a lot of money on streaming supplies like a dumbass. I am just a dumbass. I spent money on a Elgato capture card. I spent money on a 3DS capture card, the most expensive thing for my streaming setup, because I felt it necessary because most of the Tamagotchi video games are DS games and 3DS games. So I had to do that, or else it wouldn't have gone well. And I got a camera and a cam link for... As one of you remembered, I saw, I was doing Tamacam, where I was taking a little live camera footage of whatever Tamagotchi I was running. I'm not even doing that right now. I'm not even using those right now, but I still bought them. Still spent money on them. I bought a Stream Deck, which I think was just an overall good purchase. Even if I wasn't streaming, I'd use it for something. The Stream Deck is great. But yeah, I'm a dumbass, basically, because I spent a lot of money with no confirmation or no guarantee that I would even be able to do anything with it. I was just like, I want to try streaming. Let me get every single thing all at once, and then I will have them, and then I will do it. Fucking... Yeah. The other thing about why I hate that I'm not streaming, aside from just all the effort and money, is that I have attached my relationship with this Tamagotchi games idea of mine to my relationship with streaming, because I decided that I want to stream them. And whatever, I know I don't have to stream them. I know I don't have to be doing this and recording myself doing it and put together my setup every time. Shut up, I want to. I want to. That's part of playing all these games. I want to have documentation of my experience playing them. That was my intention from the very beginning. And I want people to be able to see it if they want to see it, because I have found that people want to see it, to my surprise, honestly. People enjoy watching the Tamagotchi video games, and I want to show it to them. And it is honestly gratifying to see that people want to interact with something that I'm doing. I like that a lot. So I don't want to detach these two goals. I don't want to detach the goal of streaming and the goal of Tamagotchi games, even though it would technically be easier to just play the Tamagotchi games, because there's not that many. I want these two to still be connected. So, all of that said, the real thing is that this VTuber model right now, I really wanted to make it, but I'm also using it as my main excuse to try streaming again, just because of how badly I want it to work. Like, this wasn't just going to be a streaming asset. This is for me, but it's a great excuse to keep trying, because, you know, sometimes you need an excuse to keep trying. So, I guess in summary, let's just see what happens, you and me. I want to go on this journey with somebody else, first of all. I want to show you what I can do. I want to do stuff for you, and I want you to see how it goes. But don't expect too much from this, or anything that I try to make, because of all of the aforementioned reasons, and you probably figured that out, because I said so. But hopefully someday I won't have to say that. I want to have passion for something that overrides anything that I feel is getting me down or making me unable to work. I want to be able to tell you, I'm doing something, and I want you to look forward to it. Because that would just feel nice. Because that's what regular people do when they make something. They know they're gonna make it. And even this VTuber model, if I go forward streaming, I don't know if I'm gonna use this every single time I go live. It's nice. I love having it. It's very, very nice to have, and I love moving it around, and it's a fun little addition. But I don't know if it's the way forward or not. Mostly just because it takes time to set it up, and the extra software that I have to have open while I'm doing it is technically more heavy on my PC, so it makes it harder to run things at the same time. But it is very special. This model is special, and I thought it deserved a very special stream to go with it. I wanted to highlight it because I'm proud that I finished it. I just also need to make myself clear that this doesn't mean I'm coming back for good, and this is the time where it really sticks, because I can't guarantee that. I wish I could, but I can't. I'm just trying stuff out, and we're seeing what happens. And it could go somewhere this time, probably won't. I'm probably not going to take off into my real creative era where I'm finally doing all the things I want to do just because I made a VTuber model. But I wanted to show that VTuber model to you. I also just don't want to stream as a career. I want to make that intention clear also, is that I'm not going into this expecting it to be like a thing I make money off of or do every day, despite the connotations of having a VTuber model. It's just hobby stuff. I'm playing, I'm having fun. I don't expect a career, and I think I might even get upset if it seems like it's a viable career, because, like, I don't want to turn it into one. I just want to play around. I want to play around, and I want to have people along for the ride for me playing around. And that's my presentation. Thank you for coming to my Twitch talk. I intended on doing the things that you usually do in a stream, or one of my streams, which is play a video game. A couple things popped up during that whole presentation, one of which is that I forgot to start recording. So I'm not even, I don't have a VOD currently saving to my computer right now. So I am incredibly scared, and I'm going to go into Twitch settings real quick and see if I can like have it retroactively be creating a VOD for this for me, because I feel like I might have even turned that off. It's already been over an hour. Yeah, I'm surprised that it's not already 2 hours, because like I was practicing this like you do for something that's kind of scary. I don't know if if I was making it overly obvious this whole stream, but I was scared. I was really scared of if this was going to go well. And so I practiced it like with my friends the other day, and it seemed to take about 2 hours. So I'm kind of surprised that it's shorter than it was projected to be from my trial run. What aspect are you? You seem like breath to me. I don't know. I don't know shit about Homestuck. I do know that that is about Homestuck, but I don't know shit about Homestuck, so I couldn't tell you. I am so sorry. I really need to make sure that this stream is saving right now. So just give me a moment. I know that this isn't fun. Technical difficulties. We'll brave it together. God, if anyone can see that part of my Twitch channel right now, can you, is it visible to anybody if the first half of the stream before I cut out saved on Twitch? Because, like, I don't know. Like, everything is loading so slow on my browser right now. It's infuriating. It's because I've got all these programs open, because I've got my Vtuber going and I've got the stream going in the first place. Let me go to the videos tab because it finally loaded, thank God. Yes! Oh, thank God. The first half saved, Oh my God, oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, so
It wasn't because of the hiccup. It was because I changed my Twitch settings. Hold on, I don't need to be on this screen anymore. I changed not my Twitch setting, I changed my OBS settings to make it so that the stream doesn't automatically record onto my computer when I start streaming, and that I have to press a recording button to get it to actually start. Which sounds like, oh my God! Thank you for the subs! Oh my God. I never get subs. Anytime I've streamed, okay, no, I've gotten subs before, but I never expect it. It's crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, Christian OSC3 and Sergeant Snivy for the subs. I appreciate it so much. We will get to Peachy Peachy Omisechi. You're right, we will. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I changed my settings before going live. I changed them literally yesterday, so that to start recording the VOD onto my computer, I have to press a recording button instead of it starting automatically. And the only reason I changed it to being that way is because, you know, I thought it would be convenient if the VOD files didn't have the starting soon and the BRBs in them if I go BRB. But yeah, I thought it would be convenient. It did the opposite of convenience, and so I am going to turn it off like immediately after this stream. It's fine this time because Twitch is saving them. They're just gonna kind of be lower quality. And I will have to stitch them together into one video before I upload it onto the VOD channel. So, hooray. What a great decision. Oh, it's been so long since I had a drink of water. Give me a second. There we go. My throat hurted. I've already been talking for so long. But I did promise you guys that I was gonna play a video game. And that I am going to do.